Hello everyone and welcome to this course, and this course is about performance testing using Apache JMeter tool, and I will tell you about all the details, and I will do also practical. I will show you the practicals like how to do and how to use the Apache JMeter tool in this session. And so just let's start it. So basically, what is software testing? So before we go to the performance testing, it's good to know about what is software testing, because performance testing is also a part of software testing. So software testing is the process of evaluating a software application to ensure it meets its requirements and functions as expected. It is an important part of the software development lifecycle. Benefits of software testing: prevent bugs, improve performance, improve accuracy and usability, and minimizes risk later in development. Okay, so these are the types of software testing. So basically, there are two types of software testing. One is manual testing and another is automation testing. In manual testing, there is no use of any automation softwares. But in automation testing, there is a use of some automation testing software. As an example, Selenium WebDriver, or Playwright QTP, NewLoad, Load Runner, JMeter. So there are many automation tools. If we are performing the testing using any automation tool, then it is called an automation testing. But if we are going to any testing without the use of any automation tool, then it's manual testing. And manual testing is further divided into three categories like white box, black box and gray box. So in white box, the code knowledge is required, but in black box, basically there is no need of coding knowledge is required. We just execute the application and just find the issues, the application website or application. And gray box is the mix of white box and black box. So black box is further divided into functional testing and non-functional testing. So basically, whenever we have to check any functionality that is working or not, so that comes under functional testing. But if we do testing of some non-functional things like performance, so or usability or compatibility, that comes under non-functional testing. So basically, we are going to learn about performance testing in the session. Using Apache JMeter to performance testing is further divided into some categories like load testing, stress testing, scalability testing, stability testing, and basically it divides into 7. So there are 3 more categories, like there are a soak testing, endurance testing and volume testing. Okay, so we will go through all these in details. So now, what is performance testing? So performance testing is a type of software testing that focuses on evaluating the performance and scalability of a system of application. Performance testing aims to identify auto bottlenecks and measure system performance under various loads and conditions, and ensure that the systems can handle the expected number of users or transactions. So why is perform testing is needed? So I'm going to consider an example of some big sale on a website. Example, big billion day sale on Flipkart or on Amazon before Diwali. So this is an example like how we use basically, like this is there's a web browser on a computer or laptop. So basically any person, they just use laptop or some desktop, and there he just accesses the website through the web browser, and that is connected to internet, and the files of the website are on web browser and database server. Okay, so basically what happens, like whenever there's sale before Diwali, so there are some days and which there's sale that happens on Amazon or Flipkart. So basically when before that there so what happens there visits a lots of people, and there's a heavy sale due to which the people come to these websites and they just do shopping. So basically when most of the people more than lakh or 50 lakh around, so they come and website basically and they put a heavy load on these servers like web server. So they do many transactions, like they do many purchases by the products. Okay, and sometimes it happens like many transactions happen in few minutes as well. So basically what happened due to many transactions, there's a heavy load that put on this web server and database servers. So basically the performance testing is done. They do check the whether and the application is able to handle such type of load or not. Because if the application is not able to handle such type of transaction, or for a long time, or so that will be no benefit. The application will crash, and all of their promotion, the money they have spent on building the website or doing the promotion for the sale, so that will go waste. Because if there will be many visits on their website and the website will crash, the user will not be able to do anything. So that will be wastage of all of the money they used to build the software or website and all of the promotional related cost. Okay, so that's why the performance testing is needed to be ensure that the web server and database server, they will be able to handle all the transactions on the websites. Okay, so this is, I have told you performance testing. So let's go in some points. The objective of performance testing is to eliminate performance congestion. It uncovers what needs to be improved before the product is launched in the market. And the objective of performance testing is to make software rapid. The object of performance testing is to make software stable and reliable. The objective of performance testing is to evaluate the performance and scalability of a system or application under various loads and conditions. It helps identify bottlenecks, measure system performance, and ensure that the system can handle the expected number of users and transactions. It also helps to ensure that the system is reliable, stable, and can be handled the expected load in production environment. And these are the advantages of performance testing. Identify bottlenecks. Performance testing helps identify bottlenecks in the system such as low database queries, insufficient memory, or network congestion. This helps developer optimize the systems and ensure that it can handle the expected number of users of transactions. Improve scalability by identifying the system maximum capacity. Performance testing helps ensures the system can handle an increasing number of users or transactions over time. This is particularly important of web-based systems and applications that are expected to handle high volume of traffic. Improved reliability. Performance testing helps identify my potential issues that may occur under heavy load conditions such as increased error rates or slow response times. This helps ensure that the system is reliable and stable when it's deployed to production. Reduced risk by identifying potential issues before deployment. Performance testing helps reduce the risk of system failure or poor performance in production. Cost-effective performance testing is more cost-effective than fixing problems that occur in production. It is much cheaper to identify and fix issues during the testing phase than other deployment. Improved user experience by identifying and addressing bottlenecks. Performance testing helps ensure that users have a positive experience when using the system. This can help improve customer satisfaction and loyalty. Better preparation. Performance testing can also help organizers prepare for unexpected traffic patterns or changes in usage that might occur in the future. Compliance performance testing can help organizations meet regulatory and industry standards. Better understanding of the system performance testing provides a better understanding of how the system behaves under different conditions, which can help in identifying potential issues, areas, and improving the overall designs of the system. Performance testing ensures the speed, load capability, accuracy, and other performances of system. It identifies, monitors, and resolves the issues if anything occurs. It ensures the great optimization of the software and also unique users to use it at the same time, as well as the end customer's satisfaction. Performance testing has several advantages that make it as an important aspect of software testing. So these are the reasons why the performance testing is done, and because there are advantage that's why we need to consider performance testing before the software is going into the production. So basically it is done before the production, so that the on the production or live website there will be no issues. Okay, and so this is the performance testing process. First of all, identify performance scenario. So what are the scenarios that need to be considered? We need to identify that, then plan and design performance scripts. Like we need to create the test script, configure that test environment and distribute the load. And we need to distribute the load and configure this test environments, like how to distribute the load, that I will tell you in the coming videos and lecture. But just a general thing, like we just assign the number of virtual users. So basically as per the requirement we configure the test environment and we just mentioned the number of virtual users. As an example, if you want to test 5000 virtual user to perform, like I want to see how the system behaves whenever there is a number of 5000 user is doing the same transaction. So that's how we distribute the load. And so this is a big the topic. I will cover it in the later videos. And execute test and test scripts and check in my descriptions. So once we are ready with the software and the test environments and scripts, so we just execute the test scripts, then comes the result and the result of the execution. Then we analyze the results, like whether how the results are, and identify the bottlenecks. So we have to identify the bottlenecks, like what are the issues, if there are any issues like memory leaks or network congestion or slow queries like them. After the fixing of those bottlenecks, by the dev team. Basically, we are again rerun the test. Okay, so it's keeping going on once we match with the expected results as we required. So what are the types of performance testing? So these are the there are 7 types of performance testing. So somewhere it is mentioned, you will find that 9 types of software, 9 types of performance testing. So there are different sources, but there are mostly 7 types of performance testing. Okay, sometimes they tell about peak testing, breakdown testing. Okay, so but I am going to consider these are the main type of performance testing, like load testing. This is also a type of performance testing. Stress testing, spike testing, soak testing, endurance testing, volume testing, scalability testing. So I am just going to tell you about little bit about this, because before doing performance testing you must know all of the type of performance testing. Okay, so let's start with the load testing. Load testing is performance testing that measures how well a system can handle a high amount of traffic or user interactions. It is important to ensure that a website, web app or application can handle real world usage without crashing or slowing down. So basically this is done to check like whether how much load the servers can handle, okay, without crashing or slowing down. So next is stress testing. Stress testing measures how well a system can handle a high amount of stress for extreme conditions. Unlike load testing, which focuses on testing a system performance under expected load stress testing. Stress testing pushes a system beyond its limited to see how it responds under extreme conditions. So basically we know in the load testing like how much load can the application can handle, but in the stress testing we give the load beyond that the point. Okay, so that we have to check like what will be the response of the application, what will happen to the application if much stress is given to the application. So next is soak testing. So soak testing is a type of testing that measures how well a system performs under sustained use over an extended period. Soak testing aims to identify performance issues that may not be visible during shorter stress or load tests but can occur over a more extended period of use. So this is a type of testing where we instead of 1 or 2 hours, so we just do that testing for a long time, so that we will ensure like, because as the example I consider for the big billion days sale, so that remains for 5-7 days. So in 5, as an example for 5 or 7 days, so basically what happens in 5 to 7 days, there will be visit of many people to the website of they will some maybe continuously remaining and the website, so that will happen for a long time. So we need to check whether the server, web application servers or database based servers, whether they are able to handle the load for a long time. So that's why the performance SOC testing. Next is a spike testing. This is important and this is based on the real like scenarios, real life scenarios. Like, so spike testing is a type of testing that measures how well a system can handle certain and extreme increases in traffic or usage. So it aims to identify how a system's response spikes and sudden spikes in use, such as when a website goes viral or applications experience a certain surge of user interactions. So this is how the server basically responses. So this is a real life scenarios. So as an example, suppose the sale that is going to start on 12th of day. So on 12th of day, what will happen? So there will be user who want to purchase something during sale. So on the 12th, the time that the sale is going to start, there will be many users come to the website. So that is the spike. So there is an extreme increase in traffic and usage. They will come and just trying to buy the products. So there will be many transactions and the save time. So suddenly we know whether the server will be able to handle us at that certain and extreme increases in traffic of usage or not. So that's the spike testing. So next is volume testing. Volume testing measures how well a system can handle extensive data and aims to identify how it responds when a large amount of data is loaded. This type of testing is important for databases and other data heavy systems to ensure that they remain functional and performance even under heavy data loads. So basically, in this heavy volume of data is loaded to the application, and we need to be ensure that the system will not crash just because of the volume testing or heavy load. Then what is endurance testing? Endurance testing, it is also referred as soft testing. This type of performance test is designed to evaluate system performance over extended periods, typically 8 hours or more. The goal is to uncover issues that may arise from pre-alleged usage such as memory leaks and to analyze how the system behaves over time. It verifies that the application maintains stability, reliability and performance over prolonged use. It complements functional testing by focusing on long-term behavior, confirming the system remains operational and efficient during continuous operation. So this is also like SOC testing. This is also referred to as SOC testing, as I told earlier. Like this is basically for the long overextended periods, typically 8 hours or more. So we just need to be ensure the database or server or web server, they are able to handle such type of transaction for a long time. Okay, and this is verified to like whether to ensure the stability, reliability and performance over prolonged use. So application should be stable, it should not crash for the if many transactions happens for a long time continuously. So it should application should be stable, it should not crash. Okay, or there not should be slow response from the application. Okay, so that's the reason we perform all of these type of performance testing. Next is scalability testing. It evolves a system ability to handle increased workloads as the number of users or transaction grows. This testing is crucial because it ensures the system can perform effectively even under high traffic condition. So the system should not crash even there will be a large number of workload as the number of users of transaction is increasing. Okay, so these all about the performance testing. The performance testing and types of performance testing. So you will see in the next video. So like and subscribe. Thank you.